Hello, my name is Naomi Martinez, and this is chapter 14 that will be talking about visual aids and how we use them in our speeches in society. Using visual aids. Let's talk about what a visual aid is. A visual aid is an item of illustrative matter such as a film, as a slide, or a model. It is mainly designed to supplement written or spoken materials so that people or other things can be understood more easily. This chapter will be teaching us three main things, which are the kinds of visual aids, guidelines to prepare a visual aid, and a guideline to how to present a visual aid. Let's start with the type of visual aids. First of all, we have objects and model. Objects are very useful in your speech to make your public or audience understand what you're talking about easily. If your object is to inform, maybe if you're talking about pillows, you want to say that if a pillow is more comfortable, or if a pillow is hard, or what shape or type of pillow you want. But sometimes objects are not easily defined. Maybe objects are too small for all the people in your audience to visualize them, or maybe they're too large. Maybe if you're talking about a mountain, you cannot bring a mountain to your audience, but you can make a model of it. Maybe you can make it out of clay, so that way your people can still see what you're talking about more easily. We also have picture and drawings that we usually use in the absence of objects. The best way to show this are with a PowerPoint, or maybe you can use Prezi. But it is very useful in any speech or presentation, especially if pictures or drawings are large enough for people to see. If they are not, it is useless. If you have a difficult time with a series of numbers, you can use graphs, which are used statistically to show trends and patterns. These graphs can show a variety of numbers of maybe how are they increasing. Maybe you're a businessman. Graphs will be very useful for you. Apart from graphs, we also have charts, which are used for large blocks of information. Maybe in your speech you are talking about how many people speak English and how many people speak Spanish or Latin or Italian or Mandarin also. So if you want to put this in information, you can't write all of that in slides or a PowerPoint presentation. You can easily use a chart that will show a percentage of how many people speak each language, and it will be easier for you and your audience to understand that. Another type will be a video, such as I am doing right now. But also, the speaker could be considered as a visual aid, not only because he is standing and showing you physically in 3D. Another type will be a PowerPoint. As I mentioned before, you can use slides to present and specifically tell your audience what you're talking about. Let's move on to guidelines of how to prepare a visual aid. First of all, you need to prepare your visual aids well in advance. This means that you need to prepare your visual aid PowerPoint presentation ahead of time. That way you can use your presentation or maybe your graph or other stuff to practice your speech. Keep your visual aid simple because you don't want to bore your audience. Maybe if you talk too much, your audience will get bored and they don't want to be listening to you. Make sure your visual aids are large enough so their people could see them. If your visual aids are very small, people at the back could not see and they could hardly understand what you're saying. Use a limited amount of text. It's preferably to use only pictures and then you can explain it. Because if you had a lot of information, people want to read it, they will take all the time that you're speaking to read your information. So it's better to keep it simple. Guidelines for presenting a visual aids. Make sure you put your visual aids in a place where your audience can easily see them so that they cannot have a hard time understanding or visualizing. Avoid passing visual aids among the audience. Maybe you're talking about in something and you brought a sample of it and it has a lot of information. If you pass it along the audience will stop listening to you because they are reading that information. Display your visual aids only where you're talking about them. If you are talking about mammals and in your visual aid you have something about amphibians, you will confuse your audience about what you're talking about. Explain your visual aids concisely and deeply. If you don't explain what your visual aid means, maybe you have a map of a country or maybe you have a picture of a rock and you're talking about sand, your people of your audience will not understand. Make sure you're talking to your audience and not your visual aid. If you're not looking or having any eye contact with your audience, you're completely losing. You must have eye contact. The most important thing about a visual aid is to practice with them. This way you will tell your audience that you were well prepared and that you know what you're talking about. Last and not least, you need to check your room where you are going to present your visual aid and your equipment. You don't want to arrive in a room full of people and make them waste their time because something is not working well.
You've worked hard to schedule sales meetings with your best prospects. How can you make a powerful, lasting impression? A tabletop exhibit is a valuable visual aid for your presentation. Your audience will understand and retain more with graphics that illustrate your benefits and brand your company. Showcase Exhibits offers the Show Style Briefcase and Pro 32 Tabletop, two displays that are sure to impress your prospects. These sturdy, US-made exhibits, with your graphics attached, fold into a briefcase for lightweight, easy transport. The experienced exhibit consultants at Showcase provide expert advice. We design custom exhibit graphics and sell a full line of lifetime guaranteed displays at unbeatable prices. Visit our website to see our premium exhibit products at www.showcaseexhibits.com. You can purchase online or contact us to learn how to achieve success at a glance.